Is AI making us smarter or just lazy? That's the following question I've brought you guys today in this episode of Jax is Talking. And AI is literally everywhere right now. You see it on YouTube, in school, on social media, and even in normal everyday apps. And it feels like every week there's some new tool that can suddenly do things that used to take humans hours. And because of that, a lot of people keep asking the same question. Is AI actually making us smarter or is it just making us lazy? And honestly, I feel like the answer is both. And that's what I want to talk about today. And yeah, I'm not going to pretend that I don't use AI. Like I actually use it very often, especially for school. One of the biggest ways I use it is for feedback. Like when writing a text or an essay, I can just paste it into AI and ask what I could improve. And that's something school often can't give you. Teachers just don't have the time to analyze every single text from, every single student in detail. They have an entire class to take care of, so in that sense, AI is honestly one of the best learning tools I've ever had because it gives you instant feedback whenever you want it. And if you use AI in the right way, it can make you learn faster too. Instead of searching through five different websites to understand one topic, you can just ask one question and get a clear explanation in seconds. That doesn't mean you're not learning, it just means you're learning more efficiently. And in a world where students already have way too many subjects and too much pressure, being able to save time can actually be really helpful, in my opinion. But this is where the problem starts. The problem is that AI also makes it incredibly easy to stop thinking for yourself. Instead of asking, how can I solve this? You start asking, can AI solve this for me? And once you get used to that, it becomes a habit. You don't even try it anymore. You just open AI first, and I think that's where people start becoming lazy. Just not because AI exists, but because it removes the need to struggle through problems sometimes. And the reality in school is not all subjects feel important. I'm gonna be honest here because I think a lot of students feel the same way but don't say it out loud. There are subjects in school that are just more important than others, depending on what you want to do in the future and when you're under time pressure. It's very tempting to use AI to quickly finish homework in subjects that you don't really care about, just so you can focus on the ones that actually matter to you. For example, I told you in a couple other episodes that I'm currently doing my A levels and I'm a couple months before my final exams. And the thing is, I have four subjects that I'm gonna write my final exams in. And all of the other subjects don't really matter uh, for my final exam anymore because I've gotten my grades set now. I've got my grades in every single subject, and now it only matters what I do for these four subjects, for these four topics. And if I waste my time now on some stuff, on some stuff that like doesn't matter for me right now, it doesn't make sense. So of course, I don't have any homework for these other subjects now because I don't really have any homework now. I just got time to, learn for these exams now. But for example, let's say you don't write any exams, like no normal exams, no final exams in a subject. You just need it because you need it. You need it because you need to visit this amount of hours in the school, and it's like a time filler subject for you. And then if you get like homework, and it doesn't really matter if you do it or not. Like it does matter because it gets graded a little bit, but it doesn't, like, you don't really need to learn it because it doesn't really get you anywhere. Then I feel like it's a good way for just saving time. Of course it's kind of bad, but still it's like very time consuming to waste your time on something you won't really necessarily need. And that's the point where I say AI is probably better in this case. And don't get me wrong here, that does not mean students are stupid, all right? It means they're prioritizing. Like, I am prioritizing the subjects in this moment that are more important to me. But it also shows how AI can slowly become a shortcut instead of a tool. That's why it's a problem. And AI makes good students better and lazy students lazier, in my opinion, because it's a very powerful tool. It's a very powerful tool. This is something I've noticed a couple of times. AI doesn't affect everyone the same. Students who actually want to learn to use AI to understand topics better, to improve their text and to check their mistakes, then AI is really helpful. But students who already don't care that much about school will just use AI to get their homework done so as fast as possible with without even reading it. So AI doesn't really change people, it just amplifies how they already behave. And that's like, to put it out in a simple way, AI doesn't make people lazy. It just makes it easier for lazy people to stay lazy. And now let's get to the question, would we learn more without AI? And to be honest with you, if AI didn't exist, we would definitely spend more time researching things ourselves. We'd open more websites, read more sources, and probably struggle more before finding an answer, if we're gonna be honest here. And struggling is actually a part of learning. When you work hard to understand something, it sticks in your brain better than when you just read a quick explanation and move on. So while AI saves time, it can also remove that deeper learning process if you rely on it too much. And now, so the scary part, AI in the future. Right now, AI is already writing texts, generating images, and helping people code. And it's only getting better. That's why a lot of people are worried that AI will replace jobs in the future. And personally, I do think AI will destroy more jobs than it creates, and especially jobs that are repetitive or digital, like basic office work, customer support, or even some creative fields. And that's not something that's happening in 50 years, it's already starting now. And of course, this adds up to the question, can we still tell what's real and what's not? At the moment, you can often still tell when something is made by AI. Sometimes it just looks a bit off, or the way it's written feels too perfect or too generic. But there are also times where AI content is actually really convincing, and that's where it starts becoming a bit creepy. Because you don't always know anymore if something was created by a real person or by a machine. That changes how we trust things online. And yeah, I think that's something society still hasn't fully figured out how to deal with. Let's finally get to the question we've been all waiting for. Is AI making us smarter or just lazy? In my opinion, AI is one of the best tools we've ever had, but also one of the most dangerous if used in the wrong way. It can help you learn faster and understand topics better and get feedback that you would have never get otherwise. But at the same time, it can make you dependent on it if you stop using your own brain and just let it do everything for you. So AI itself isn't the problem. The real question is how disciplined people are when they use it. And at the end of the day, AI is just a tool, a very powerful tool, but still just a tool. And tools don't decide how they're used, people do. If you use AI to support your learning, it can make you smarter. But if you use it to avoid thinking and avoid effort, then yeah, it will probably make you lazier. And the scary part is that both of these things are happening at the same time, right now, in the same classrooms and in the same generation. But yeah, that's just my perspective on AI as a student who actually uses it almost every day. I'd be really interested to know how other people see this, especially if you're also still in school or using AI for work or studying in general. And yeah, thanks for listening. This has been Jax, and make sure to like and subscribe if you want to know what's next. See ya.